Hi everybody, this is Crow the Sandler fan here, and today I'm going to be doing another movie review. Today's movie review is going to be on a movie that I actually rewatched last week. The last time I watched that movie was like around 4 years ago, and uh, last week I rewatched that movie to see if this movie still holds up, and well, let's see what I think of the movie when I am about to review it here on my channel. So today's movie review is going to be on the 1987 comedy Like Father Like Son. So basically the plot for Like Father Like Son is it's about Dr. Jack Hammond, played by Dudley Moore, who lives with his son Chris Hammond, played by Kirk Cameron. Basically, Dr. Jack Hammond is a successful uh, doctor who works at a hospital, and he's really looking forward to becoming the new chief of staff at the hospital, and he also wants his son Chris to be a professional doctor just like him, even though Chris doesn't have much knowledge about being a doctor. And what the whole movie's about really is that uh Chris basically failed on doing a test because he didn't really have too much knowledge on everything that's kind of scientifically related. Um but then after school, uh when when Chris got home, his best friend Trigger, played by Sean Astin, showed Chris this really cool, like, kind of unique potion uh that his Uncle Earl found in the desert, like at the beginning of the movie. This it's this thing called the brain transferable serum, where like you drink the serum, and then you look at the other person straight in the eye, and you switch bodies immediately. Um, yeah. At first, Chris wasn't really fond of the serum, but he he tried it on. Well, Trigger really tried the serum on Chris's pets, and it actually worked. And then when Chris's dad got home, they got in a little bit of an argument. When after Jack found out that his son Chris got a C+, since he didn't do so good on an important science test. And while they were arguing, Dr. Jack Hammond accidentally drank the potion, and when they were both arguing, they suddenly started switching bodies. So basically, Chris is in Jack's body, and Jack's in Chris's body. So basically, what they have to do now is that they, uh, like, well, they also have to tell Trigger, to find his Uncle Earl to make that potion that would turn him back to normal, and while Trigger finds his while Trigger finds a way to contact his Uncle Earl. For now, um, it, it's basically like this cool thing where uh Chris could experience what it's like to be in his own father's body, while Jack kind of has a cool way of experiencing what it's cool to be in his own son's body. And it's kind of silly comedy, but also a pretty cool film at the same time. So yeah, overall, my opinion on Like Far Like Son, Yeah, I watched this movie last week, and all I can say about that movie is, um, yeah, yeah, like Far Like Sun is a pretty funny, kind of silly, but also kind of a funny guilty pleasure for me. I can tell you that. Um, yeah, I can understand why this movie has been forgotten, but um, yeah, I mean, if you grew up in the '80s, then yeah, I'm sure uh this is the movie you might remember. Like when it comes to teen comedies and all. Um, but yeah, I thought the acting performances in like Far Like Sun were actually pretty decent. I thought Sean Astin was pretty cool in the movie. And I thought Kirk Cameron and Dudley Moore were pretty funny in the movie, especially when it comes to body switching and all. Yeah, like I said, this movie was silly, but yeah, also kind of cool at the same time. And there are a lot of funny scenes I liked. Like I liked how there's the in the meeting scene, uh, uh, Chris and Jack's body was basically playing with that the fire thing when he was smoking during the business meeting. I thought that was a pretty funny scene. I also like the scene where when Chris and Jack's body, who was on a date with that lady that he met back at the strip club. Um, like the date went pretty good at first until uh Chris and Jack's body accidentally set the couch on fire, and he tried to he tried to put the fire out, but instead he just pushed the couch all the way to that nearby pool, which is just outside on the deck. Basically crashed the window and pushed the couch all the way into the water. Yeah, that was that was pretty messed up, but also pretty funny at the same time. And but what's even more funny about the movie is that in the end of the movie, um, uh, uh Trigger uses the brain transferable serum on Chris's rival, Rick, which Rick is the bully of the movie. Chris's rival. He's also one of the antagonists. Uh, so, after Trigger made Rick swallow the brain transferable serum, uh, Dr. Jack Hammond's boss, Dr. R. Brewster, uh, uh, walks by, and Rick and Dr. Armbruster start to look each other in the eyes. And of course, they both start to switch bodies, and they both uh, scream at the top of their lungs at the end of the movie, and that's kind of how it ends. So, my opinion on like Far Like Sun, yeah, it's a pretty funny movie. I enjoy I enjoyed it. Lo- lots of funny scenes here and there. I will admit though, the pacing can be a bit slow at times, but it's still overall pretty funny and enjoyable to watch. A really fun '80s movie, I must say. I mean, if you like Kirk Cameron or Dudley Moore, or if you grew up watching the show Growing Pains, which is what Kirk Cameron starred in, or if you're like a '80s fan in general, then I'd say like Far Like Sun is the perfect movie that you should check out. It's silly but also pretty funny and good at the same time. So for my final rating of like Far Like Sun, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 stars. A pretty funny guilty pleasure comedy from 1987. Thank you all for watching and listening to my review on Like Far Like Sun. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is me saying peace out.